Hey, it's Michael Kosta. How you doing? It is Wednesday, April 30th. I have been running back and forth all day. This is my time with you. It is brief, but I wanted to make sure we said hello. This is the Tennis Anyone podcast. Thank you for listening. It's a scorcher in Brooklyn. I was looking up the results of Madrid, still going on. Quarterfinal right now for the men: Cerundolo, Mensik, Ruud, Medvedev, Draper, who took down Tommy Paul 2-2, Arnaldi, and then the winner of Dimanur Musetti, Dimitrov in a lucky loser. Name of my book. From Canada, Diallo. Let's do it. Let's click it. Holy shit, 78 in the world. Looks skinny. They don't do the pronunciation. Oh, yeah. Anyways, and the number one seed was, because remember, Sinner's not playing. He'll be playing next week in Rome. Zverev lost to Cerundolo 5-3. Anyone who knows Tennis Anyone podcast knows I love Cerundolo ever since I saw him at the French Open. He needs some thicker skin, but keep in mind, Francisco, that comes from a guy who was ranked 864 in the world. All referenced in my book, Lucky Loser. Boom. It was a great week for the book. I was in L.A., and the women are in Madrid as well. Women right now, it is the semifinals have been decided. Sabalenka beats Kostyuk. Sabalenka Svitolina in the semis versus Coco Gauff, Iga Swiatek. Coco Gauff beat Andreeva, and Swiatek beat Madison Keys. The women are American women are 3, 4, and 5 in the world right now. Is that right? Sabalenka, Swiatek, Pegula, Gauff, Keys. Yeah, so that's great. So that's still going on. I am hosting the Daily Show tomorrow, Thursday only. We've been rotating hosts this whole week because it's Trump's 100 days. And one of the refreshing voices, and we're not calling it resistance this time around, but someone who looks like she knows what she's doing, is from the center of the country, won on the same ballot that Donald Trump won as a Democrat, gave the Trump rebuttal to his State of the Union address, which Trump spoke for 1 hour and 40 minutes. And Alyssa Slotkin, who I will be interviewing tomorrow on the show, who is a first-time senator, Democrat, woman from Michigan, gave the rebuttal, and her rebuttal was 10 minutes long, and it was excellent. Excellent. And a few of the things I wrote down, which I hope to talk to her about tomorrow, was that it's with Trump firing on all cylinders, his competence or incompetence, depending on how you see it, is at an all-time high. She says, don't tune out. It's easy to be exhausted, but America needs you now more than ever. Pick one issue that you are passionate about and engage. Pick one issue you are passionate about and engage. And ready for this? Doom scrolling doesn't count. But I like that. It's hard. It's from the New Yorker, David, is it Remnick? He was on the Daily Show, too, with Jon Stewart, and he said a lot of people are saying, I'm tuning out. I'm tuning out from the news. It's too exhausting. You can't do that, motherfuckers. You can't do that. I mean, unless you're dead, you got to engage. You got to, it sucks. It sucks, but we got to tune in, fight back. And I think one thing that's nice about Alyssa Slotkin saying here is pick one issue. I like that, right? That's not overwhelming. You can pick one issue and engage, lock in, do the march, organize, pick one issue. What's your issue, Kosta? My book, Lucky Loser? Which, by the way, sounds like a lot of people are doing audiobook. Great. It's there. Oh man, why one issue would? Yeah. I gotta do it. I gotta talk to Alyssa Slotkin Democrat senator from Michigan tomorrow about what my one issue should be. I'm worried about income disparity, even though I want to be rich. Look, you can still want to be rich and not want, because the more people get rich and more people get poor, it gets all fucked up, you guys. I'm worried about, I've long thought we should have a national day to vote. I can't believe that you have to go to work the same day you vote. You want us to be engaged in democracy, but then I can't even get off work? I mean, some companies let you take the day or half a day to go vote, but you know, if you're low income, if you're working like what I call a really hard job, they don't let you just go vote. So that should be a national holiday. I've long thought that. What else is important to me? Environmental. Water quality. Pick an issue, Kosta. Pick an issue. You. So I'm excited to talk to her. She also said this, which I like. I come from a world of war planning. She's a former CIA analyst. A world of constant, prudent planning. I come from a world where you can't just play defense only. This could be tennis. This is tennis related. There's no such thing as winning in any operation or in any war by just playing defense. Tell that to Leighton Hewitt, Alyssa Slotkin. Still had a big first serve. What we owe the country is a strategy that does more than play defense. She's talking about Democratic Party. I like that. She speaks Arabic, Swahili, I hope English. And she gave her rebuttal. You would think this is when I would be talking about her, when she gave the rebuttal, right? But this is when I am being most introduced to her because I'm getting ready to interview her tomorrow. And it's a good reminder to all of us. And it came up at the LA Times Festival of Books when I was sitting next to Paul Scheer, whose book is right here, Joyful Recollections of Trauma, who put himself on his cover too, which makes me happy because I always felt like I kind of overdid it with mine. But I was also like, fuck that. I want people to know what I look like. And I was sitting next to Tess Sanchez, who wrote We've Decided to Go a Different Direction, both memoirs. And I said, you guys, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. I haven't read either of your books. And here we are sitting on a panel together. And Paul said, the beauty of a book is you read it when you can read it. And that might not be the case for politics, but it's a good reminder for all of us when we expect, to say what Rick Rubin said as an artist, the success is when you release the work. It's not if it's well received. It's not if it makes money. It's not if you get accolades or criticisms. It's when you release the work. It's a good reminder that not everybody receives, consumes, absorbs your work when you want them to, which is also kind of terrifying because it's like people might be introduced to Lucky Loser, my book, 3 years from now. I hope I did a good job. So yeah, it was a great week for Lucky Loser because I was in LA. I was doing shows at the Comedy Store Wednesday. I was doing shows at the Hollywood Improv Thursday. Thank you for people that came out. Thank you for people that brought books for me to sign. A few people even brought my first book, 101 Ways to Win More Tennis Matches, which is not really a comedy book, but it's a helpful tennis book. And Friday did shows at the Comedy Store. Saturday day went to the LA Times Festival of Books, did this panel with Mark Haskell Smith was the moderator, who's written 11 books. I'm reading one book right now. It's in my backpack. I'm not going to go get it. Mark Haskell Smith, Nudity. His book is called Naked at Lunch, The Adventures of a Reluctant Nudist. He's also written 10 other books about marijuana and all this other shit. But this was the one that I was most intrigued by because when we were talking, and this is what's so cool for anybody out there, whoever wants to write a book or thinks about writing a book, going to the LA Times Festival of Books was so fucking cool because everybody who was there reads books. has a brain, knows what words are. You know what was hilarious also? The romance section, like the those people looked like who you think they look like, but I'm still like, yeah, you read books all the time. There was one of those, you know the cover of romance novels, there's always like a guy with his shirt off. The guy with his shirt off, with a blazer over his bare chest, he was there. You could take pictures with him. I should have fucking got a picture with him. That would have been awesome. So there was bilingual kids books. There's mystery. There's true crime. There's memoir, Lucky Loser. There's, it was just really, really cool. As someone that's only gone to comedy festivals and it's just a bunch of derelicts who are hungover, who tell dick jokes, it was really fun to go to a place. And I lived in LA for 8 years and 4 years and then 8 years. I never even knew the LA Times Festival of Books existed. This is what's fun about my job when you release art. I didn't, there was hundreds of thousands of people there, all who read books, bands, food trucks. It was very, very cool. And we talked for about an hour about our books, about the writing process. A lot of people showed up. There's pictures on my Instagram, pictures on my TikTok, and people asked questions, and it was really fun. I got some Daily Show questions. We talked about trauma. All of these books, myself included, again, I have not read these yet, but I will. Tess Sanchez, the casting director, we've decided to go in a different direction. One of the pieces of trauma that came up the most in her book was this time that she was fired on Zoom and did not expect it. Paul Scheer, Joyful Recollections of Trauma. I haven't read a single word of either of these books, but I will. Trauma's in the title, right? And then my book, which certainly doesn't have, and I said this on stage, high stakes trauma. I am very aware, and I said many times in the book, hey, nobody died here, but this is a high emotion memory. Maybe that's better than trauma. Trauma feels like death, disfigurement, car accident, kidnapping, but high emotion memory is like losing my match in South Korea when I'm up 5-1 on the third and I start to reevaluate my entire life and where I'm going. And a lot of people bring up that passage from the book, and that makes me happy, even though it makes me sad. It makes me happy that they brought it up. That means they read it, but it makes me sad because you're bringing up a fucking thing that sucked. And also, as I've gotten further into my life and career as a comedian and as a human, and I follow more tennis, and I see how often these guys and girls are playing and losing and playing and losing, and also as a comedian now, 22 years, performing and bombing, performing and succeeding, performing and bombing, I realize that I was giving that match too much credit, man. You lost a fucking match. Move on. Oh, you blew a lead? Join the fucking club, bro. Wake up tomorrow. You can feel sad. You can feel sad. I'm also reading Connor Nyland's The Racket. That's over on the bedstand over there. If you're not picking it up, I've got high book energy right now, HBE. I'm feeling the books. I appreciate authors so much, what they put into a book, the energy. I said this on stage. I understand now why people write fiction, because a memoir is so incredibly revealing, vulnerable, frightening. These are real people. These are real names. Possibly, but they're definitely real experiences and emotions, and fiction. You can, when done well, it feels very real, but it's fiction. It's fiction. I also said I only appreciate and commend memoirs even more after I've written one, because, man, am I thankful. And I'm going to put Connor Nyland's The Racket up there too. Am I thankful when people bare their soul? There's just nothing like it, man. Eminem 8 Mile. I think it's an autobiography, right? I mean, the more specific you get, with your experience, none of us have successfully climbed the early 80s Detroit battle rap scene when our mom was a drug addict, even though she was super hot Kim Basinger, to becoming a successful rap prodigy who works closely with Dr. Dre. None of us else have done that, but for some reason, his story connects with us so much, right? Because it's human. It's human. We've all felt ostracized or lost and also stepped up and won, felt love, had sex in a factory. All of us have had sex in factories. Also, another exciting book is, this was just sent to me. One thing that's cool about writing a book and also being a somewhat public figure is that other people send you their books. The Warrior, Rafael Nadal and His Kingdom of Clay by Christopher Clary, who you know his writing, New York Times. So his people sent this to me. I have not picked it up. That's not true. I have just picked it up. But this looks like it's really fun. Nice picture, Christopher. So I'll be reading that, too. You send me a book, I'll at least read it. Also, God damn it, I didn't even think we were going to talk books tonight. At the Improv, the comedian that I wanted to open for me, Amy Silverberg, who's very funny. What's the book she wrote? She's had short stories in the Best American Short Stories, and her new book is out in July called First Time, Long Time, a novel by Amy Silverberg. So cool, right? Books are cool. Maybe if more people read books more often, maybe we would be a better society. Maybe we would have bigger and longer imaginations. Maybe we would elect different people. Maybe we wouldn't. Maybe everything would be the same. But I certainly feel like books are important, and I think might be a nice remedy to our doom-scrolling short-term memory loss. I feel like when I sit and doom-scroll TikTok, and it's very entertaining, so is Instagram Reels, it is a nice, like, I don't want to think right now, and I just want to go like this. I don't feel as smart, and I feel like I lose some of the cognitive ability I have. But when I read a passage, a New Yorker article, a long article, a book, I feel like my brain is like, yeah, Kosta, yeah, do that shit, baby. Yeah. Put on the shirt that looks like it has stains on it. For those of you that are watching on YouTube. So that was Saturday. While I was also in LA, I had the privilege of playing tennis at the Beverly Hills Tennis Club with a player who I lost to in a men's open in Chicago 25 years ago. You know him, Eric Taino. Remember that player? Lefty. I mean, he still hits such a nice ball. Thank you to Tennis Anyone listener Scott Bailey for both setting up tennis for me at Beverly Hills Tennis Club. Beautiful club. I've lived in LA for a total of 12 years. Never knew that club existed. It's a secret little hideaway. And we did Dingles. You know what Dingles is? Dingles is where I never really played. I was aware of it, but I never actually played. Dingles is where you're playing doubles, but also singles. You both feed balls in cross court. So you're now playing cross court point, and you're trying to win the cross court point. Okay? It's not just hit and giggle. You're trying to win that point. As soon as someone loses the point, you yell out Dingles, and then the other team's live ball becomes everyone's ball. So I'm playing cross court. I miss, which happened a lot. My opponent or me yells out Dingles. Now Eric and I, as a doubles partner, I have by far the best doubles partner. We now are playing this ball. And if I lose the cross court point and the other team wins the Dingles point, they score 1 point. So you have to win both points to score 1 point. If we split the points, if Eric hits a great shot to save us, which happened a lot, 0-0. Very, very fun. You get a good workout because you're playing competitively, but it's not so insane that you're exhausted from playing singles points. You're playing high competitive doubles points, and you're striking a lot of balls. It was a lot of fun. thank you for that. Thank you to the Beverly Hills Tennis Club for letting me come in and play and take, nice shower with all their lotions and shampoos and they, it's just like, I didn't grow up playing tennis like this. When you get to the club, they give you this like big thing of ice water with a lemon and orange and a lime in it. Like what? You know what I mean? Like, I'm used to like, getting that little circular cone cup and you got to like drink 800 things from the one water fountain. Oh, I got such a nice message from somebody. Can I check messages on my Instagram? I got such a nice message from somebody about my book, and I want to read it to you guys because it made me so happy. Probably requests. I get a lot of weird fucking stuff. Okay, yes. This is from Nisha. Thank you, Nisha. You'll probably never read this. I read it. But your book made me cry from nostalgia. It was cathartic because my father passed away last month. Your book reminded me of the wonderful tennis memories we shared. Traveling as a family to tournaments, those $35 entry fees, which had to be mailed. Oh, my God, yes. Getting crushed on red clay in Spain to a girl half my age. Been there. Not the girl half my age. The cheating story of the kid who walked off the court and claimed victory was fantastic. Then she said, was that, and said the kid's name, because I played tennis with that kid, and I'm not saying the name. And then she said, I think you know these people because I played with them also. One addition to the I had a story in my book about my dog running down like 6 courts, and all the courts had to stop and play let. I played a junior tournament in a rough neighborhood. The net strap was held down by a brick, and they told us to call a let when trash rolled on the court. As I read, audiobooked, I was flooded with hilarious memories like that, which I would not have otherwise recalled. It really brought me joy. Anyway, thank you for your book. I already knew you were hilarious, but to be hilariously poignant is a truly unique talent. Did I really have to read that last sentence? Thank you, Nisha. That's a beautiful sentiment and thought, and makes me very happy. I'm sorry your father passed away. All I can say is I've been there, and cherish your father and the memories you have, and smile and laugh because you had him. And yeah. And if maybe you're a parent, maybe you're not a parent, but I just think so hard I feel sad all the time, and I miss my dad all the time. And I just think, man, I want to make sure I give that to my kids. Now, Nisha, I offer a very vulnerable and revealing podcasts like a few days after my dad died. It's probably deep, maybe 3 years ago in October. Kind of explain it all. So if that's of interest to you, you could go deep back. Maybe that would be helpful to you in your time of losing your father. Maybe not, and that's okay. Anyways, it's funny how many tennis people I'm hearing from that have these crazy like let stories and, oh my God, that remembers this. So thank you for that. Very much appreciates. While I'm here, May 16th, I'm at the Edmond Town Hall in Connecticut to do some stand-up comedy. I hate to admit this on this podcast. Thursday morning, also thanks to Scott Bailey, I went to the beach club overlooking the Pacific Ocean and played pickleball. Fast-paced pickleball, almost like live ball pickleball. It was a lot of fun. When I first started playing, I thought, I'm not even going to break a sweat here. I broke a sweat. I was medium good, like I made a ton of silly errors. When I would get those dinks, I would like change direction and go up. I would go down the line. When you really just go cross court over and over again, which is kind of what I hate about pickleball. You just keep dinking cross court. But it was a lot of fun. It was a great example of the benefit of pickleball. Multiple ages, all genders playing together. And I played for an hour and a half. It was really a lot of fun. It was nice to be invited. It was fun to have tennis and pickleball. Both were extremely social. Both were a great workout. The tennis is definitely more elite. You get the cup of water with the orange and the lemon and the thing. definitely nicer, definitely quieter, definitely a lot more old people. And pickleball is more community, is more fun, is more loud music. Both have a lot to offer. I will steal what Andre Agassi said when we did the charity together. Tennis is the Mount Everest of racket sports, always, but pickleball is a fun game that has brought communities together, and I stand by that. I stand by that. I still don't have any respect for pickleball. Okay, you hear what I just said? I said it is fun to play pickleball, but I don't have any respect for it, okay? It's fun to pick up the kind of like bimbo hot dude or boy and have sex with them all night, but, deep down, like, you know what I mean? You really have a lot of respect. I'm going to get in trouble for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to go get on the cargo bike and pick up the kids. Okay, I'll report back on the Rafael Nadal book. I'll report back on Paul Scheer's Joyful Recollections of Trauma. I'll report back on Tess Sanchez's book. We decided to go a different direction. I'm going to get Connor Nyland on this podcast to talk about The Racket. Lucky Loser book is available out now. Don't forget to get Amy Silverberg's novel when it comes out. She's a very funny comic. She told a very funny joke about her 5th anniversary with her boyfriend, and she wanted to do something special, and she didn't really know what that was. Like, what do you do sexually that's special? You know what I mean? And she Googled it, and it was something called the ball jacuzzi, and you get, like, warm cup of water, and you take a straw, and you blow air into the warm water while your boyfriend's balls are in there, and you give, like, a nice ball jacuzzi. By the way, I thought the crowd at the Hollywood Improv, it was packed, but man, did I forget about LA crowds. I was so thankful Friday at the Comedy Store when I did the main room, and it was like pop. And I was like, yeah, that's how comedy works. You tell a joke that's good, and it goes pop. But fucking LA, the Improv, it just, oh, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, guys. All right. Sorry somebody zapped all the joy out of your life. Thank you for listening to the Tennis Anyone podcast. Lucky Loser, get it. Leave a rating and a review for this podcast. I appreciate you. I love you. I'll be watching you to see if you'll be watching me hosting The Daily Show tomorrow, Thursday, May 1st. Alyssa Slotkin will be the guest, fellow Michigander. Thanks for checking it out on YouTube. I appreciate you. What am I missing? I'm off the road for a while. Thank goodness. The next gig is in Connecticut, May 16th, a Friday. And the book press tour has been a lot. I've been gone a lot. I want to thank my family for sticking with me, even though they don't know who I am anymore. And support books. Game, set, match. Kosta.